Welcome back, everyone. This is Where's Boar playing Terraformers. This is a cool game. I actually bought it the other day, and I've already played a little bit of it. I'm not sure if there's actually a way to reset my progress, but I didn't get too far into it. You guys are not missing out on much, really just a tutorial. But anyways, let's take a look at the scenarios, and let's see what we can do today. We'll go ahead and start with this one. We have to earn 500 points, and I'll go into more detail when we're actually in the game here. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and start. My last game progression, I didn't do too well, so I only had one kind of start, which I guess is a Terraformer start, in our resources, which we can see on the left-hand side here. We have food, we have energy, or power. That's what's in the game. We have water, and then we have titanium. So the purpose is, in the top left, we have our gauge here, and we want to get to 500 points in this particular scenario. We are currently at 0. Makes sense. I haven't done anything, really. We'll go ahead and pick our leader. Now, each of the leaders can do something unique to them. I'll go ahead and start off with Gustav, just because he can generate +5 power. That's a bit more useful. Let's go ahead and select our headquarter. I'll go ahead and place that there. Place down our first food. So we are now generating food. I can't place down any population because it requires 30 food. We are at only 29, and we are getting another one next round. Now here I have a couple of options. I can choose to explore, I can use my power, or I can use the skill here. I'll go ahead and explore since it's cheap early on, just to get a couple of resources, and then we'll go to the next turn. Okay, so now we can get our first city. I'm going to place this right there. So now that we have our first population, we can choose to explore, right? So if I were to click on this, it will give me the option to create a mine. Or, for example, I'll actually go over here, right? I guess it's still a mine. There's some places that allows you to do different things. And we'll see them as we explore. Start things off, I'll go ahead and create a mine at the stalactite, because that's the resource I know we need. Okay, so some time has passed, not really a whole lot. You can see how many turns here. We now have a satellite. So with the satellite, I can go and click on it, and I can click on, let's say, this one. Right, so I now explore that without using any energy, and in about 3 turns, it'll come back to me. So we started the first descent, where we are now losing 5 support, or I guess 7 support every turn, which after the math turns out to be 5 support deduction after every turn, and that happens occasionally. I think it's every 6 turns or something, 7 turns or whatever, where the population would do a expectation evaluation, and they require their expectations increases. So it becomes pretty easy to lose, and that's the issue that I was running into my last run, is that I wasn't able to build support as quickly as it was decreased. I can build another farm. Let's go ahead and do that. I'm gonna place that there, and I'm going to put in 3 populations. once I get those. Alright, so we can now pick a new leader. And with the leaders, each one of them, they have a different expertise and a different specialization. Here. But we also have to take a look at what skill they have. I think in this case, Lena might be a little bit better. Because I can place down a court at any time. So go ahead and put that down. Now also place that so that now we are decreasing our the amount of support we need. Otherwise, that catches up pretty quickly if we're not being too careful on it. Go ahead, double the the support. I'll go ahead and get these, and once I'm able to, I'll talk a bit more about why these are colored red compared to. In the meantime, let's go ahead and explore. What do we need? We can use more water. Alright, so with the game, hence the title Terraformer, the purpose of this game is that you want to turn Mars into a livable habitat, or depending on what the scenario is. In this case, we're playing get to 500 points in this particular case, but get to the number of points you need. So we now have two options. I can click and get Cyanophyta, or, jeez, Dinococcus. And they have different requirements. I'll go ahead and get Dinococcus, which once this is out, we get 2 atmosphere per turn. Go ahead and get, and you can see what where our stats are. To build more points, we need a couple of things, including the terraforming steps. The first one is we have heat, we have oxygen, we have sea level, and then we have atmosphere. And once they get to their point right here, right? So like this is at 3 points out of 60, you get a level out of it, and that gives you more points. So that's one way to get points. All right, so we got our first space project, and to do the space project, I would select what kind of import I need. In the case here, it's asking for titanium and tritium, both of which I don't have been gathering by really the exploration here. All right, so now I have 9. So unfortunately, these are things that are sustainable. I can place a mine here once I am able to. In fact, I can place down a population. Go ahead and do that. I'm gonna go ahead and place that down. So now that we have 1 additional turn, I'll go ahead put this onto the rocky plains here. And now this is where these cards come in. Is that these cards go onto a blank field like this, right? So notice how when I click on this, both of these start blinking. That's what that indicates. I'll go ahead and wait until I get 9 more science points. Just because the bacteria spreader is nice to get early on to get the additional points out of it. I'll go ahead and do this. And what I'll do, I'll go ahead and set that. Meantime, I will go ahead, say that I'm going to send one food out. Build that up while I have a decent amount of resources for food. Alright, so now time for a new leader. And we actually have two pretty good choices. Henry allows us to get CO2 imports, which increase the atmosphere and the heat. And Hope gives us additional support per population, per city. I have one city right now. Doesn't make too much sense, in my opinion, to get Hope. So I'll go ahead, do an exploration. What do I need? I need science. I need water. I'll go ahead and do this far one here. That gave us a whole bunch of resources. I'll go ahead and click the CO2 imports. And I get a quick jump to this here. So Henry is an easy way to get some easy points early on with that. Now there are cases where, let's say I was on a huge expansion path. Hope might make more sense, where I have multiple cities, so they all have a decent population size, so forth. In my case, I don't have any of that. Okay, so I'm able to put down my bacteria, and I'll go ahead and do that. Now it does take a couple of turns. Just 8 turns for Dinococcus, or 6 turns for Metallidurans. Metallidurans. I'll go ahead and do Dinococcus because I want to get the planet rolling as quickly as possible. So go ahead. It's going to take 8 turns here. I'm actually about to get a level into the heat here. Looks like there's a sandstorm also coming. That's gonna be pretty bad. I'm gonna get a pretty big support hit if that comes this way. Alright, so the temperature level increased. We now have level 1 heat, and that gave us 20 points. And now the requirements for it has gone up. So now you might also be wondering how to actually expand. There's a little icon. It's this right here. Not sure if you guys can see too well. That appears on the right side. If I were to click on it, I can click on the found city once I have enough food and water requirements. Part of also why it's important to build up first, from what I've discovered, at least from my opinion, from the times I have played. I could pick a new leader. Alright, so our bacteria has been at work, and is present in this climate zone here. And just so that you guys know, that bacteria gives us +2 atmosphere per turn. So our atmosphere is now level 1, I think. Yeah, it's level 1. I can also remove that. I'll put this down. Increases that. Next turn, I'll be able to put the oxygen factory so I can start getting oxygen. I can actually go ahead and get rid of that. Start working up some radiation protection. Put down the oxygen so that we're building the O2. That will help when we're putting down plant and animal. It's definitely useful, to say the least. I'll go ahead and explore. All right. So some new heroes. I looked at both of them. I'm gonna get Flora because she has the ability to reduce the recharge time of the life form spreader buildings by 1 turn, uh, which is pretty big, right? So basically, what that does is that we have a bacteria spreader. We use this, and now it gets reduced by 1 turn. So we are effectively able to feed a bit more. Okay, so I'm able to find a new city, New Sophia. Go ahead and put it here. So now we are positive in our support, which is great news. Go ahead and remove that, and I'm gonna put down the train station in Sophia. And what the train station does is that it gives me an insta 4 exploration, so I can go ahead and actually go to any of these areas. So I can go create some guided tours, and I can also mine for water. And I'll go ahead and do that because we can use more water. All right, so new leader, and I'm actually a favorite of Hong Tao here because he gives us resources with his ability, which is 2 water, 2 titanium, 2 tritium, 2 nitrates, and 2 silicates. Silicates, which are pretty helpful resources to say the least. Go ahead, place that down. Lock it down. And do some industrial lobbying. And one thing that's cool about the train station is that it actually reduces the support effect, right? So if I were to go to New Tokyo right here, and let's take a look at this one, right? Because it's too far from the city, there's a -1 support. Basically, it's the population saying that's too far. We don't want to go there. With the train station, it makes traveling a lot easier. So we're able to go to these places. So let's start mining for titanium. One thing that's concerning, I am running low on energy. Okay, so we are now able to get the ocean, and that gives us an insta level 1 to the rainfall here. What that also allows me to do is I can go ahead and plant trees, which is stinking cool. Or different. No, I'll go ahead and do the alpine. So as you can see, we popped it down, and the area suddenly became green. This is not looking good. The expectations increases pretty quickly. Much quicker than what I can actually sustain here. Okay. Bought us an extra turn. Why would it keep on going up? Damn. Looks like we failed. The expectation got got out of control pretty quickly. We were on a good pace too, which is unfortunate. But anyways, guys, that's all I got today. If you guys enjoyed this, feel free hit the like button. Let me know what you guys like to watch, as well as helps out with the YouTube algorithm. Also, don't forget to subscribe. It does help out. But as always, guys, I hope you guys have or had a wonderful day. Thank you.